Hello everyone, it's Ben Hills back with another Vintage Cube draft. Today is the opening day of the baseball season, so I don't know if I have a lot of baseball fan viewers, but I'm pretty excited about that. I'm a big Atlanta Braves fan, so we actually don't have our opening day today, but I'm just happy that the season started, so hence the baseball hat. Um, yeah, pretty happy about that, although I'm pretty sad that Vintage Cube ends in 5 days, so hopefully we can get a few more good ones in before the end of that. And I'll also probably try and get a bit of a stockpile of videos so I can keep releasing them a bit after Vintage Cube ends. But I also will be transitioning to other material. Alright, so this is our first pack here. No power, that's unfortunate. Um, there's a couple different reasonable options. Animate Dead is a super powerful reanimate card, so that is one direction we could go. Factor Fiction is probably just the best card. Super versatile, splashable, good card draw. Lightning Bolt is solid, although worse in this format than in other formats, so I don't think we'll first pick it. Venser, I would take Factor Fiction over Venser, I think. Thalia is good, but not really a card I want to first pick, and I've done that a lot lately. And Smuggler's Copter is quite tempting as well, because it's also very good mono white, but good in a lot of other decks too. I think it's between Copter, Factor Fiction, and Animate Dead. And I think I'm going to go with the Copter. It's just colorless, leaves us pretty open. Um, yeah, we'll sort of see where we go from here, but this sets us up for a lot of different things. Okay. So Copter leans us towards an aggressive deck. We could just take Flicker Wisp. But we did just pass a Thalia. These blue cards are both solid, but that's not really the direction we look like we're going. We're definitely very open right now. There's nothing we're committed to. Mind Twist is a very powerful card. Doesn't pair particularly well with Smuggler's Copter, but it's not horrible with Copter. We could also just take Chain Lightning and sort of move towards a red deck. I think I'm sort of deciding between Mind Twist and Chain Lightning here. We could also just take a blue card and just go in that direction, but done that a lot. We're gonna take a Mind Twist. It's a bit unfortunate we just passed a okay. I was gonna say it's unfortunate that we just passed that Animate Dead, but this is a third pick Ashiok. I think I like that. We could also take Vampiric Tutor. If we take an Animate Dead, we could be setting up for like a Reanimator deck there, but I think Ashiok is super good. So I think I like taking this here. And then we'll see. We might not end up playing the Copter, but we definitely could. We could still end up with a Reanimator sub-theme, and Smuggler's Copter is a good enabler for that, and also just a good card in general. So we'll take this Ashiok and be pretty happy about that. Ooh, that is a late Demonic Tutor. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna be pretty heavy black this draft, I think. This seems like a good place to be. Charter Course is good if we end up in some sort of Reanimator thing, but Demonic Tutor is just awesome. So really, really happy to get that one. Duretti is very good. We would definitely like to wheel this card. Nothing else in this pack is super inspiring, although I guess we could end up in a creature-heavy black deck where Yawgmoth is good. Smuggler's Copter is definitely good with that, but at this point, I think these cards I'm pretty confident that I want to be playing all of. Okay, well, there is a Buried Alive. So, again, sort of wish we had this Animate Dead, but we could take Buried Alive here and move in that direction. No other cards look super good here. Yeah, I mean, there's these lands, but we're not looking like we're going to be green or red. Yeah, we'll take the Buried Alive. Keep that Reanimator plan open if we get past a lot of stuff. This pack is pretty weak for us. Makeshift Mannequin is not a card I particularly like. Vampire Hexmage is actually okay and could potentially be good here. It's a Planeswalker removal spell, also kills Walking Ballista, and it does crew Copter. Yeah, I actually think I am going to take this here. There's a couple good red cards, so we could have gone in that direction, and that could have been solid. But I think black is definitely open here, so we'll take the Hexmage. And some builds of black, I think this is quite good in. Wow, that is a late Jiraga Tree Speaker. And a late Nissa. So we could take Corpse Dance or Sundering Titan. Sundering Titan is a good Reanimator card. But Corpse Dance, this is a late Corpse Dance, and it does set us up for some potentially cool stuff. It's very good if we can pick up some Eldrazi. And I do like just continuing to cut black. Again, I'm sad that we don't have the Animate Dead. I would definitely prefer to have that over the Smuggler's Copter, given the direction that things have gone since then. But I think I like taking a Corpse Dance here. Inquisition, nice. This is a great late pickup. So yeah, I think we'll be base black here. Seems like that's the direction we should be going. There's no particularly good red cards. I mean, there's a good mono white card, but yeah, we'll take the Inquisition. And then next pack is the oh man, another draft where Desperations is just sitting there. That's unfortunate. So we'll take this. It would be amazing if the Animate Dead came back. That's a little bit unlikely, I think, but it would be super sweet if it did. Okay, did not. That's not really a surprise. Late Thalia, how is that still going? Alright, I am worried about this because if someone has in Reanimator, then we don't honestly have the best start. Like, we just have like some mid-range black cards that aren't particularly strong. I actually think I'm going to take a Thalia here. Well, I mean, none of the other cards are good, really. Like, and I do think I want to play blue for this Ashiok, so we will take a Thalia. I'm not thrilled about this, and I don't want to go into mono white, but oh no, I just feel so bad because I've done it so many times. But like, clearly that is the open lane. Like, it just, like we're not gonna take anything else here. None of these cards are playable. We'll take the Flicker Wisp, and then see, is this pack just gonna be a bunch of white cards? I really don't want to do this again. But it just is always so open. We could have such a good deck, I'm sure. I've tried hard. I just want to show I've tried hard not to draft this deck. But if it's just going to, like, punch me in the face, 9th pick Thalia, when, like, we tried to do Reanimator and that got a little bit cut. I mean, we could have taken Animate Dead first pick. But we'll see. We're not, definitely, we don't know what we're playing. Ideally, we end up with a sweet Reanimator deck. We could still end up in mono white. We will see, but I do think it looks like mono white is very open. Like, these two are both amazing cards in mono white, and we got them very late. So yeah, I mean, if we pick up like a 1-drop, if there's like a white 1-drop in any of these packs, okay. So this is interesting. Elish Norn is a decent Reanimator target. Enlightened Tutor is not particularly strong. There are 2 white cards, but neither of them are great in mono white. Language is also decent if we end up in a control deck. And I don't think we're actually going to be Reanimator. We'll probably be blue-black control, more likely. Oh, whoops. So, yeah, we'll take the Language here. Like, I doubt that we're going to be able to make Reanimator work just because someone took Animate Dead. So, we'll take a Blade Splicer here. None of these cards are really playable for us. So, we could end up in black-white, potentially. Like, this, if we can wheel the Tidehollow Scholar, this could be a pretty sweet start for black-white. So, we'll see. But I do think at this point it's looking a little bit, like, Buried Alive and Corpse Dance, I think, are pretty unlikely. Languish isn't even really a card I want to main deck in general. Okay, this pack is a brick for us. The best card in it is Elves of Deep Shadow. I actually think I'm going to take that. I don't really want to play Mastermind's Acquisition, and there was some late green stuff before, so very nebulous here. It would be pretty weird to go Reanimator to blue-black control to mono-white to mono-green, but keeping our options open, we'll see. Ooh, nice. This person's back. That's good. Okay, easy Figure of Destiny there. Yeah, that's a good sign for mono-white. It's so tough. Like, yeah. I don't want to do a 4th mono white video, but I also don't want to force something that's not going to be open and end up with a bad deck. What? That is totally unacceptable. Okay, so, jeez. All right. What are we even playing? We have no idea what we're playing. Time Walk is obviously, we should just take the Time Walk, I think. It's like splashable in a mono white deck for sure. It's like, it's at its best in aggressive decks, I think, in general. There's Noble Hierarchy we think we'll do green, and like we do have some pulls in that direction. There's also Exhume and Baleful Strix, so like we have a Reanimate card, our green card, our like just good card, our blue-black card. Like, lots of different options here, but I think Time Walk is the card we should pick. Um, it's just so good in like most builds. So I would say at this point, the most likely thing we end up in is probably blue-white. All right, here we'll take opposition. This could actually be a cool direction for us to go. Blue-white sort of aggro. Oh wait, whoops, this Time Walk should be in here. Yeah, I think blue-white opposition Time Walk aggro seems pretty sweet, and I think we could get a pretty good deck there. So we'll take this and then be on the lookout for some good token makers. We already have Blade Splicer and Flicker Wisp for some nice value there. Wow, Mana Drain. Okay, this is a weird deck, sort of all over the place here. But I think we're just taking Mana Drain. I mean, I don't really want to take a Tithe Taker here. It's just pretty weak. Yeah, I think we're taking Mana Drain. We have some really powerful blue cards right now. Okay, I think we're just gonna take the Glen. I really don't know what this deck is right now. Maybe we are going back towards blue-black. Oh man, I have no idea what we're playing. Yeah, I think we're taking Glen. I mean, we could take Legion's Landing or Shieldred or Seachrome Coast, but I think at this point the only color we know we're playing is blue, funnily enough, even though we don't have that many blue cards, just because the blue cards we have are so good. And Glen is also like pretty good in like blue-white decks. So yeah, we'll take this. Okay. All right, we're playing blue and white now. We could also be playing black. Like we could end up in Esper. Some of these cards are pretty good in an Esper deck. So it's looking like we're not really a creature deck at this. I really don't know. We still don't know where we are. I mean, there is Spectral Procession, but we're going to take the Fractured Identity. If the Spectral Procession wheels, we might just end up trying to do like blue-white aggro opposition. But we're definitely taking a Fractured Identity here. We just have such good blue cards now. Okay. Late Llanowar Elves. This is a weird draft. Weird draft. But I think we're not doing black at this point. I think we're going to take Student of Warfare and try and be like a blue-white aggro creature deck. I think that's the best bet for us. I mean, we could take Sphinx's Rev and go into control. We could take Oblivion Ring as just a good removal spell, but I think having early pressure, but it's bad with Mana Drain for sure, but it's good with Time Walk. Yeah, we're going to take Student of Warfare here. Okay, there's a Kythian. I like a late Kythian. So we have a solid suite of one-drop creatures. I would like to get some mana fixing. I guess there's a world where we don't play this Mana Drain because it's looking like we won't have a great use of a bunch of mana and potentially bad fixing. But all of our other blue cards are very good in this sort of white deck. And we could also just take Liliana, but I think Fractured Identity is just good enough that it's a strong pull in this direction. Although, we could just be Esper Control. Maybe that's our best bet, actually. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to take this. Kythian is good, but I sort of like the look of some sort of Esper Control deck with this. We still have no idea what we're playing. Couple different options still. It's pretty late for us to not be committed to anything, I will admit. But, like, this is a really good Esper Control deck start. All these cards are super powerful. This is awkward. We definitely, we do not have a well-formed idea of what we're playing here. I think I'm going to take a Fairgrounds Warden. It's good if we do end up in the creature deck. Okay, that's a late Kaya. There's also an Exhume, but I think Kaya's better. Okay, I think we're just going to be in Esper Control. I think that's the best bet for us. Although we don't have any fixing. But I think we're still going to do this and try and pick up the fixing later. Well, a lot of white cards here. It's a late Iona, but we don't really have Reanimator stuff. Corpse Dance does not work well with it. I think we're going to take Liliana. There's a world where this becomes good. I mean, we'll probably end up needing to play some of these random creatures. We'll take a Wishclaw Talisman, I guess. None of these other cards are... Oh, I guess we'll take a Tide Taker just in case we do still end up in the creature deck. Oh, man. Okay. What are we playing? We need to really make some choices here. I think we should take the Seachrome Coach because we definitely want to be playing blue and white, and our mana is horrendous right now. Okay, there's the Spectral Procession back, so maybe we're switching back into white. This is ridiculous. I think we're taking Rev here. Yeah, we'll take a Rev. And then last pick, Kythian. Alright, so we have no idea what we're playing here. Are we playing Esper Control, or are we playing, like, mono white almost? It's weird that those are both on the table. There's an Entomb, but I don't think we're doing that at this point. There's a Mystic Confluence, Underground Sea, Adonto Vanguard. The fact that Entomb, Adonto Vanguard, like Mystic Confluence, Underground Sea, Jite are all like reasonable picks here is pretty ridiculous. But I do think this is a really good start for a control deck. And oh, we are going to be light on playables though, and have such bad mana. Jeez. Okay, I think we actually are moving back towards blue-white right now. I just think we want to make sure we have enough playables, and this is a solid position. Yeah, we just have, yeah, I think this is where we want to be. In which case, I think we are just going to take, I guess Jite. Yeah, we'll take a Jite. We'll take a Jite, and then wheel this Adonto Vanguard. That's our plan. All right, this has been all over the place, but I think we have a decent position here. Okay, Swords, Skull Clamp, Leon, and Relic Warder. All amazing. I think it is between these three cards. And I think I'm going to take the Skull Clamp and wheel one of these two. White is open. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Because this card is super good with a lot of our creatures. All of our 1-drops it can kill. Great with Tide Taker. Great with, really good with Spectral Procession. So, yeah, we'll take a Skull Clamp. Can't make Tolarian Academy work probably, so I think Giver of Runes is the right pick. We could also take Shark Typhoon, but I think this is a bit better for us. We want to have a high creature count and we want to have enough 1-drops. So we could also take Sword of Body and Mind. But I do want to have enough creatures for opposition. I really want to prioritize making that work. So we are going to take the Giver of Runes here. Okay, there's a Tundra. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, I think that's the pick. Is this always the way the Dismembered art has been? I feel like it was not this art before, but not sure on that. So, yeah, we'll take this. I'm sad we don't have Legion's Landing right now, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, oh. So, Soulfire Grandmaster is probably better for our deck because it's an infinite combo with Time Walk, but Porcelain Legionnaire is also quite good, and I think we should take this. It will probably wheel. Actually, no. This is more likely to wheel. I'll respond to that message after this draft. A lot of thinking going on this draft. Sometimes it's just on autopilot, just take the card in your color, but not this draft for sure. This seems like it'll probably wheel, and Porcelain Legionnaire is good, and also this is not. What do I take? Alright, I think I'm going to go with this. The upside is just so high if we can make it work with a Time Walk. To have like a powerful aggressive plan while also having an infinite combo is pretty sweet. Okay, here we could take Looter or Hallowed Spirit Keeper. I think Hallowed Spirit Keeper is a bit better. Making a bunch of 1/1s is good with Skull Clamp, and also having Vigilance is nice with opposition, being able to attack while still while still tapping their things, so we'll take that. Okay. I would love to be able to splash some of these black cards, but I don't think that's really feasible here, so we'll take a Myria Angel. In general, I don't love my curve going up to 4, but this is a higher curve deck than a lot of blue-white decks. Sphinx of Rev is probably not making the cut for game 1. But this just makes a bunch of bodies for opposition and for Skull Clamp, so that's pretty good. Ooh, okay, so Port, Path, Selfless Spirit, and Treasure Cruise are all reasonable. I think we should take the Path here. Selfless Spirit is good, but we probably won't wheel the Swords to Plowshares, and having some removal is good, and this card is good removal. So I think we're going to take this. Okay, the Dante Vanguard came back. That's pretty sweet. Okay, the swords got taken, but we did get the Leon and Relic Warder. Trinket Mage finds... Okay, just Skull Clamp. If we had like a Walking Ballista also, that would be a consideration, but this card is really good, so we'll take the Vanguard. Ooh, so sword or spear? I think I like sword a bit better. We just have like this is a good sword, and spear is sort of a numbo with Skull Clamp, so we'll take that. All right, yeah, I think we found the right place. This is a good deck. I think we aren't gonna play Mana Drain, even though it is obviously very powerful, just because it's not really what our deck is trying to do. I don't think we're gonna want to play Sun Titan, and there's a world where we want Daze if we're playing against combo or something, so I'll take that. And then yeah, probably not getting anything else good, but we already have a lot of good stuff, so that's fine. All right, weird draft. Definitely not as straightforward as a lot of drafts, and I'm not convinced we did the right thing. Like there's a lot of good black cards here, but I think we have a pretty good deck here. I've never actually drafted like a mono white opposition deck, so I think that could be pretty sweet. We hopefully can get the double blue for it, but we didn't wheel the Porcelain Legionnaire. That's a bit sad. So we have 2 dual lands. I would like to have 6 blue sources, ideally, to have a chance of hitting 2 for opposition. We also do need 3 blue for the Soulfire combo. I do think it's still worth playing because it's just a fine creature in its own right, but that's a bit awkward. So what do we cut? We ideally don't want to cut creatures. I think we're going to cut the sword from the main deck. We don't have Stoneforge, and there's some matchups where it's not great. Alright, I think that actually seems pretty good. So if we do this, and then add some lands like that. 17 lands is, I think, what we want. We have a bit of a higher curve, no Moxen or anything. Smuggler's Copter to pitch extra lands. Oh, what? Not a mountain. So 6 blue sources. I think that's okay. And then this gives us 13 white sources. That's actually like more than I normally have in my white decks, because I normally have a decent number of colorless lands. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll run this. Weird deck, but I think it's pretty good. I would give it a 7. It's not like busted, but I do think if we can get this time walk to work well, that'll be pretty sweet. So yeah, I mean, definitely a weird deck, but we have some really powerful cards. Time Walk and Fractured Identity, 2 cards that are in my top 10 cards overall. That's pretty sweet. Mana Drain, I think... I can't remember if that made the top 10 or not. I think it did. So we have another top 10 card that we're not playing. So this is definitely a weird deck. There's some matchups where we'll side in Mana Drain and Sphinx's Rev and go a little bit bigger, but I think this is a good place to start. And a great hand. Don't have the blue mana for Time Walk, but that's fine. We have just a sweet low mana curve, and this is the sort of, like, we can just use Skull Clamp to draw into blue sources for Time Walk, and when we do have Time Walk, I think it'll be very good. So, sure, we are playing white, but we're not playing mono white at least, so hopefully that makes it a little bit non-redundant. Obviously, this is terrible. Like, turn 1 Mana Crypt is just so unfair. But hopefully it'll deal them a lot of damage. We will attack. There's no reason not to. And then I think we're just going to play Tide Taker this turn. And then next turn, our plan is going to be Student of Warfare, play an Equip Skull Clamp to the Tide Taker, I think. Alright, another white source isn't exactly what we wanted, so we'll just attack with both first, get in for 1. Day in the Ice is not a good card in this format, but it is good here. So yeah, we're just going to let this resolve, or let this happen. We're not going to pump here. And then hopefully this plays around Miscalc and Spell Pierce. They could also Mana Leak it, which would be a little sad. Alright, I am going to... Actually, I guess we'll play this first, just to have this taxing effect in play for a bit longer. In case they have, like, days. Now they can't daze. Or, I mean, they can, but it just makes it a bit harder for them. Impulse, sure. So this thing in the ice could be a problem. We have Path and Fairgrounds Warden as answers to it, so hopefully we can find those. There is an argument to killing off either one of these instead of the Tithe Taker, but I think I like just leaving a bunch of creatures in play. Okay, there's our blue mana, so that's pretty sweet. We can get this Time Walk down. It's not honestly at its best next turn, but we might cast it next turn. We'll see. Flame Tongue Kavu. Okay. So I actually don't know what they're going to kill here. Okay, Student of Warfare, sure. Alright, bit of some mana flood here. That's not ideal. I think we're just going to hit for 1 and then put the Skull Clamp on the Spirit. And then I would rather have a better board before we use this Time Walk. So hopefully we draw some gas from this. Okay, that's good to have an answer to the thing in the ice. So we're going to level this up and then put the Skull Clamp on it. And then put our Seachrome Coast into play tapped. And then next turn, we can play a Myria Angel plus land, get our dude, and path the thing in the ice. And then the turn after, we'll have a nice air force to use Time Walk with. Oh, they're just going to... no, actually, I don't think we want to trade here. I think we would rather keep this around. Like, we don't care about our life total taking a hit here. Chart of course. Okay. So this thing in the ice is going to flip pretty soon, but we can hopefully deal with that this turn. So we'll start by attacking. Yeah. And if they block, we're just going to level this up, but they probably won't block, and then we can post-combat play our Myria Angel. Alright, so we get in for our 3. And we play this, and they have no blue mana. They could daze us, but I think getting the dude is worth that risk. Alright, so that worked out well. Get our thing, and then we will pass. So this is going to work out really well with Skull Clamp, obviously. We're not going to clamp it up, though, because we do want to path this thing in the ice. If they play a spell, and like... I think we're going to let them flip this coin and then path this in their upkeep. Okay, they lost their flip, so their life total is under a lot of pressure here. I think we should be able to kill them, like... Yeah, we should be able to kill them now with our Time Walk. They're probably not going to play around it. So we'll see what they do here, but I like our position pretty well. They probably should not attack there, yeah. So we will play our land, get our dude, and then attack with everything. So we're coming in for 7. They probably will block the Figure of Destiny. And we cannot make that survive, so we'll just let this happen and draw our 2 cards. We can pump its toughness up to 4, but it would still die because Skull Clamp would make it a 5/3. So we draw our cards. Wow, got some action here, that is for sure. Alright, sorry about that. Had some issues, had to restart the client, but hopefully it works now. So we will cast Time Walk, and if this resolves, we just win. And even if they do have a counterspell for it, they can't play a Flicker Wisp or a Pestermite or a Deceiver Exarch, which is really the only way we lose here. Okay, so... do we want to play... I think we are going to play Flicker Wisp just in case they have a burn spell. And then the ability doesn't really matter here, it's just a 3/1 flyer. And I actually think we are just going to Skull Clamp this bird. In a weird case where... actually, no, we should probably not do that. It could end up changing if they have lethal, or if we have lethal. Okay, so they burst lightning or Flicker Wisp. Yeah, now we're definitely not going to be doing that. We have 5 damage. So we'll put the clamp on the Myria Angel. And then go to our next turn. And just go to combat and hit. Well, I guess we'll play our land first to get our extra bird, just in case they do something in combat to mess us up. And then hit for 6. See if that's good enough. Deceiver Exarch, okay, as we expected. So they'll tap down our Myria Angel. Now we're just going to play opposition and have a bunch of their lands in their upkeep. Yeah, I think that's the right move. So this should be good enough. So opposition. And then we will Leonin Relic Ward of the Mana Crypt so that we can make sure they don't have much mana. I mean, it will kill them pretty quickly. We could have just hit them for 2 and hope they would lose the coin flip, but I think this is better than coin flip. So we will do this. Tap down 3 red sources. If they have red source Splinter Twin, we do still lose. Oh wait, no, we're tapping down 4 red sources. Yeah, I can't really imagine why we lose here. Okay, nice, we did get there. So the blue cards were pretty sweet. They definitely helped us out a lot. So we're playing against Twin. Path will be a good card to have for sure. I don't think any of our cards are really bad. Oh man, I'm worried I can't do a video right now just because my internet is being so horrible, but hopefully it works. Do we want to cut any of these cards? I don't think so. I guess we could bring in Mana Drain. I just don't have a good sense of how consistently we'll have access to double blue. I think we're just going to run it back as is. No. We want to have interaction. Also, we don't need the Mana Drain early. We just need Mana Drain by the time they're going for the combo. So I think that should be good. So we'll play that and cut a Plains on the draw. Yeah, that seems fine. We have Skull Clamp for card draw. I think this is... And then we still have 12 white sources, which is plenty. Mana Drain Sphinx's Rev is a combo. But this is a matchup where we do want to still be pretty aggressive, and we want to be aggressive and disruptive. Whereas there's some matchups where we just want to be a little bit bigger. So we'll do this here. I wish we had a bit better fixing. If we had some fetch lands to find this Tundra, we could just be main decking this Mana Drain, and that would be a good position to be in for sure. GTA is going to be pretty good in this matchup because it does disrupt their combo pretty well at instant speed. The only instant speed interaction we have other than GTA is the path, so that's not ideal, but that's why I think this Mana Drain will hopefully help. It's possible we should be playing Days. We have 5 islands. No, I don't think we should. That's not enough, I think, to consistently have access to it. Well, black cards are good, and if we had really good fixing, we would definitely splash some of them, but we just do not have the fixing to support that, unfortunately. Opponent's really thinking hard about their sideboard choices here. I really wish this deck had a little Teferi. That would be a sweet, sweet addition. In general, I think there are some Planeswalkers that complement aggressive decks really well, and Little Teferi is one of them. Okay, great hand. Our mana is perfect. We have Skull Clamp and Emiria Angel, which is a nice combo. We have a good 1-drop that will pressure them. Hopefully they don't have a thing in the ice again. So, alright, another land is not great, but I'm happy we went down to 16. If they do play thing in the ice, we're just going to Skull Clamp and kill our thing, because Kythian will not be getting through for damage for a while. Okay, they don't. Jeez, alright. That's bad. So we'll hit for 2, and then I actually think I might just Skull Clamp this anyways, even if they don't do anything. Yeah, I am going to do that. We want to find gas and interaction. Impulse, sure. So we're playing 16 lands, so we only have 10 left in our last 31 cards, so that's pretty sweet. In before we draw 2 lands off this Kythian. Alright, that's pretty bad. I mean, Smuggler's Copter can be nice. It'll be a good way to filter away all these excess lands, but we do need to find another creature. I think we want to use our mana efficiently here. It's close, actually. Also, they could just kill us, so there's that. That hopefully doesn't happen, but could. Yeah, I think I just want to use my mana efficiently here. Smuggler's Copter would be nice, but I just, like, with the Skull Clamp in play and lots of card draw, I think we just want to tap all of our lands every turn. And also, yeah, it might just not matter because they just kill us. It's possible we should be playing Days, but I also think the fact that we've drawn so many islands this game is not necessarily representative. Okay, well, fun game there. That's our opponent did not have to be particularly skilled for that one. That's how it goes sometimes. Do we want this Days? It is better on the play. No, I think we're just gonna run this back. I think this is fine. I also want to play another land, honestly, but even though we did get flooded there, that's not necessarily how it's always going to go. Okay, this is a good hand. This is actually a quite good hand. We have a piece of instant speed interaction, fractured identity if they're trying to outgrind us, so we have an answer for combo or for grind. We have Skull Clamp again. We've been drawing that a lot. Have Smuggler's Copter on 2. We're definitely going to lead on Smuggler's Copter. Well, Clamp into Copter into probably a Adonto Vanguard. And then we do want to draw lands, but we don't want to discard any of the cards in our hand. So we'll see what we draw. Hopefully we just draw some lands naturally. I don't really want to pitch this Fractured Identity to the loot, but there's a possibility that we'll have to do that. I do think it's huge to have the path, though. That's a really, really good card for us to have. Alright. So, Copter time. Hopefully they don't have Spell Pierce. They do not. So, yeah, I'm just going to play Plains first to play around Days. We definitely want a creature to resolve this turn because we really want to attack with a Copter. That's a bummer. Alright. So, no Vanguard, no attack. And we don't have a creature for next turn either. This is pretty bad, honestly. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, that's fine. We'll see if they're making dudes or pitching lands. One of each. Through the Breach. Wow. Lots of combo stuff going on over there. Creature. Alright, that's pretty bad. This is definitely not going well at all. We'll pass. I mean, I said that like we had another choice. I mean, we could pass one of the things, I guess, but that's not looking too appealing. Hopefully they play some sweet 4-drop here that we can Fracture Identity. It's close if we want to play another land or not, because if we get Skull Clamp going, we'll have like a lot of cards in hand. Oh man. Okay. So that can steal our Copter. We can just steal their deck and then steal our Copter back. I think we will do that, but that's really not what I want to be doing here. Okay, that's a good draw, but I do think we're going to do this, even though it's pretty awkward because they can just kill the deck immediately, but we want this Copter pretty badly. So yeah, that was like the worst Fractured Identity ever, but that's just the power of deck. I think it was still worth it there. So they'll kill our deck, hit us for 2. If we draw any lands, we can start going, or any creatures, we can start going off with the Skull Clamp. We do have time. Oh, perfect. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Nice. Oh no, Impulse. Okay, nice. Now they have no blue mana, so this will resolve. And then we're gonna use our island to equip Skull Clamp and draw 2 cards, and then we'll have more options in our hand for looting. Wow, that's just a casual draw 6 if we want it to be. So draw 2. I think I'm just going to draw 2 more, actually. I'm not worried about the combo here. Okay, nice. So we found cards we want to discard. Crew this. Hit for 3 and almost definitely discard one of these planes. We did want the first one, but we do not need the extra. Okay, yeah. Definitely that. So, man, Spectral Procession, Skull Clamp. Draw 4, crew your Copter, still have a dude around. Not really worried about holding up Path this turn, so we'll play that. And then next turn, we can really go off. We can play Blade Splicer, crew Copter again, and Time Walk, and I think that'll probably close the door. Man, we were so far behind, and then just like that, we're in great position. They could always sneak attack us, so that's something to be aware of, but not too worried about that. This is a bad attack. Yeah, they shouldn't do that. They're not gonna win through damage this game. Like, I can't really imagine a world where that happens. Okay, so we're discarding the Seagram Coast to that. So we're gonna start with a land, play around any sort of um like mana leak or just counter magic type stuff. We'll play this crew with Blade Splicer, and then put. Or no, we'll attack first and then clamp up this because we already know we're discarding the Seachrome Coast. I can't really think of anything we would draw that would change that. And I don't want to spend mana leveling up the Student of Warfare here, so we're just gonna attack with these two. Hit for 4 in the air. Loot. Ooh, that's a good one. And now we are going to play Time Walk first. Nice. And now we'll equip this to the Blade Splicer. Alright, yeah, we're sort of doing it here. We could draw 2 more cards, or just level up the Student of Warfare. I think we're actually just going to draw 2, though. I don't want to invest a ton of mana in the Student of Warfare, so I'd rather just get the card draw. Alright, so no lands here. I actually would like to draw a land. This is close. We could play Glen. Yeah, we should. I think we should play Glen. That just protects us against the card Splinter Twin or like a lot of stuff. So we'll see if this resolves. Hopefully it does. And crew. And then we'll probably pitch Giver of Runes. It doesn't work well with Skull Clamp, and we have lots of spells to be casting. Hit for 7. Yeah, we'll pitch the Giver. Okay, and then I'm going to put the Clamp on the Spirit because I do want to draw a land. But then I also want to leave up 2 mana for Path plus Glen. So hopefully we draw a land and then we play Figure of Destiny, but if we don't draw a land, we'll just go to discard. Nice. Alright, so land, figure, pass. Man, remember when we had no cards and we were sitting there doing nothing? And then we drew Spectral Procession plus Skull Clamp? So this resolves. They're probably going to tap our Tundra. Do we path this now? I think we are going to path now. I don't love giving them a land, but I think I'm more afraid of them having Twin plus Counterspell than I am of them winning because they have an extra land. It is sad that we can't hold up Glen now, but not the end of the world. We'll just level up Figure of Destiny end of turn and then probably have lethal. I mean, they could, through the or sneak attack Emrakul us. Narset, sure. I mean, that's good against Skull Clamp, but we already got our Skull Clamp value. In fact, we only have 13 cards left at this point. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 5 of our remaining 13 are lands. Flame Tongue Kavu, sure. So I guess that's killing probably Glen or Golem. I don't really know. Figure of Destiny is actually a problem. It costs 9 white, and so unfortunately because of our island we cannot level it up all the way next turn, but that is a real threat that's coming up soon. We kill the Golem. We have 5 damage in the air. Oh no, we can just kill them in the air because we can put Skull Clamp on something. Oh, but no, they firebolt the Glen. Yep. So we can put them to 1 in the air. See, that's just a weird attack. I mean, I guess it's fit. Actually, yeah, that is a fine attack. Just because there's no real way that'll have a profitable block here. So level up Figure of Destiny. There's our Soulfire. Bit late on that one, but that's okay. So, I think we're going to play it a bit slow and just kill the Narset and reset our Glen with a Flicker Wisp. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amiria Angel. Then we'll play our land, crew the Smuggler's Copter with the token. Unfortunately, we can't loot because of Narset, but that's fine. Our hand is solid. So we'll make our bird. We do still have opposition in our deck. Crew with bird. And then, yeah, I think we do want to hold it with Flicker Wisp, so we'll just attack with everything. They can trade off these, but that's okay. Actually, no, it's not okay. We're not gonna, do we do that? So we'll send this at Narsat. Yeah, we're just not gonna not attack with a Figure of Destiny. I think it'll be better later on. So yeah, we'll make this attack, not loot with a Copter. Oh, okay, didn't even have the option. So this happens, we hit them for 1, and then we'll Flicker Wisp, reset our Glen, and I don't really see how we lose from there. We have a good board, we can counter 2 non-creature spells, still have a good hand, our life total is pretty healthy, lots of flyers. This deck is pretty sweet. The blue cards they just complement our white cards so well. Alright, sweet. Managed to take down Twin. That's a good start. Twin is a good deck. That was like a weirdly red heavy blue Twin deck, or maybe they just drew a bunch of mountains, but always good to be 1-0 to start. Well, no white sources. I mean, yeah, this is definitely mulligan. Unfortunately. We have some cool cards, but yep. So there's a keep. We have no 1-drop, but 2, 3, 4. We'll put back an island, and yeah, we just want that double white for the Union Relic Order. It is a bit sad because I would love to be able to play Glen and hold up an activation in the same turn. And it'll be a lot harder for us to find our second blue source than our second white source. So, keep, put back island. We do only have 1 double blue card in our deck right now, so that's something. Hopefully they play like a Mana Vault or something like that we can leave in the Relic Order, and that'll be a big part of their game plan. Definitely have a decent curve here. I'd love to draw another land, or a Skull Clamp, or a Jite, or something to sort of put these random creatures over the top, but even if we don't, we do have a decent amount of power and toughness here, as well as some interaction. Sorry, Gus Glass, but I do not think I will be conceding here. So, okay, it would have been a tough call if we wanted to play the Relic Warder there, but given that we drew Tide Taker, I think we definitely just want to play that. But this could be tough. Tide Taker just matches up so poorly against green decks. It just like gets bricked by most of their creatures. Oh, green-black. Okay, happy about that. Mono green is not what we want to play. So we'll hit for 2, and then I would... I want to use my mana efficiently, but I also do like the idea of... Yeah, I think we... this is close. I think we're going to play the Slicer here to use our mana efficiently. It would be pretty nice if we drew a land and we could go Copter plus Relic Warder next turn. And also Blade Splicer just puts more power onto the board. So they got a second black source. That's interesting. So maybe they're... I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I honestly would have expected them to get an island there. Dark Ritual. Okay. What is this? 5 mana? 6 mana? Primeval Titan? What? Well, that's really, really bad for us. Definitely wish I played the Smuggler's Copter now. And I think we're just going to lose to this. Turn 3 Primeval Titan is very good against our deck. So, yeah, I mean, we're just going to play Copter and Student of Warfare and pass. Not very exciting. If they do hit us, we can hit back harder. So that's something, but they also... I mean, if they have Primeval Titan in their deck, presumably they have expensive stuff. I think green-black is a pretty weak combination in general, but turn 3 Primeval Titan is pretty good. Days would have been so good there. But also, Land would have been so good there. I mean, not as good as Days, but, like, we'd probably be cutting the land for the Days if we were playing it. Alright, nice that they have another land in hand. What is this? Oh no. Yeah, this is so bad. I can't really imagine us winning this game. I mean, we'll see. Discard Emrakul. They can just reanimate that next turn. Yeah, we're just 100% dead. No attacks. Okay. Land. Nice. Okay, so now we can kill Liliana next turn. That's something. So we'll start by crewing with a Blade Splicer. And then no attacks on the ground, unfortunately, because that 6/6 is problematic to say the least. So opposition would be one of our outs. Or island opposition. I think we're going to pitch Relic Warder here. No, probably Vanguard. Vanguard is not very effective against what they're doing. So we will cast our Glen. And then if they cash this in to get their Emrakul back, we're probably just dead. We could draw Fairgrounds Warden. And if we did, we would actually be in okay position. Although, if they're playing black, it's fairly likely they have a removal spell. Although we actually also have Glen. So yeah, if we draw Fairgrounds Warden, I think we are slightly ahead. And if we draw anything else, we're probably instantly dead. So not an ideal position to be in, but it's fine. Unfortunately, we have no graveyard hate. That's definitely bad. We definitely don't want Sword of Body Mind. Daze and Mana Drain are probably cards we should bring in. Yeah, I think we'll bring in those two. Probably cutting Leon and Relic Warder and maybe Tithe Taker. Although Tithe Taker is good with Skull Clamp. I wish we had a Stone Forge to find the Skull Clamp. Gus did not come here to play smart, but so far it's going pretty well for them, though. Yeah, that's I mean, you definitely just win here. There's no way we can beat this, right? Like, okay, let's think about it, actually. Is there any way we can beat this? I guess if we draw Path and Fairgrounds Warden, I think we need to kill this. We need to Path this and Fairgrounds Warden this, and also kill this somehow. So, we're going to do this 3, 4, 5, 6. Would you rather you lose half of Glen or Tithe Taker? Probably Tithe Taker. So, yeah, we'll do this. We lose all of our stuff. These trade. We get another flyer. And then we have... I mean, we have to hit something this turn. If they get a hit, we're definitely dead. So, yeah, I mean, their deck is a mess. They're right about that. But they're absolutely demolishing us right now. This has not even been close to being close to being close. So, that was not good. I don't think we can survive taking a hit, so I'm actually just going to crew this and attack and hope to draw one of our 2 removal spells, and if we don't, we will concede. Let's see it. Come on, Path. Alright. You got me. So, that was just really brutal. Hopefully we can... I mean, yeah, they had a good draw. Turn 3 Titan into turn 4, like, Liliana is obviously pretty strong. Fractured Identity is good. Let's see, what is bad? I think I am going to cut the Tithe Taker and the Leon and Relic Warder. We didn't see any artifacts and enchantments, and, like, we need to have interaction. The things they're doing are just so much more powerful than the things we're doing that, we just need to be able to interact with them in a meaningful way. Like, one piece of interaction, if we had had one counterspell for that Primeval Titan, they probably would have had almost nothing all game. So, yeah, we just need to have a piece of interaction on the key turn. And the other way we can win is just by being really fast. And neither of these are particularly fast. I think these other cards are a bit better for us. Like a Daunted Vanguard just hits a lot harder, and these other cards either fly or have relevant abilities. And yeah, I think this is where we want to be. Sword is definitely not where we want to be against. I mean, I guess they're Reanimator, Ramp, man, Rampameter. I don't know. Not a usual combination. I've never drafted this deck before, but I mean, based on that, it's absolutely broken in the best deck in the format. All right, we'll keep this. Awkward that we don't have enough lands, but turn 2 Thalia could be pretty good against them, and we have a very creature-heavy hand, so it won't hurt us too much. And we don't need to have Mana Drain like available immediately. I don't think they're the kind of deck that's going to be like turn 2 comboing. So, all right, that's good. Actually, I don't even want to play Thalia here. I think I'd rather just hit them as hard as possible. I guess we do a Fairgrounds Ward next turn, but yeah, no, I think we just want to hit them as hard as possible. So we're going to play Daunted Vanguard and just try and kill them fast. Like with 2 green mana this turn, they'll level up the Derogatory Speaker, and I can't really imagine many non-creature spells they could cast off of that. So they level up. We will almost definitely be Fairgrounds Wardening them. Okay, nice, yeah. So we'll hit them for 3 and then take out their mana. Or, I mean, the order doesn't matter there. And then hopefully we draw lands and we can go Copter plus Thalia in that order, importantly. Worst case scenario, we can still play Blade Splicer. Okay, that's fine. I'll be interested to see if they take the Mana Drain. It's probably the best card against them, but we cannot cast it right now. But they're pretty far set back now. Like the reanimation card that we saw cost 5. Like they're so far away from casting the Liliana, Griselbrand, Primeval Titan stuff that killed us last game. So hopefully this clock will just be enough. Okay, that was quite a bad draw. There's arguments for all 3 of these cards this turn. So let's see, they go to 13. I kind of like just playing the Blade Splicer. We haven't seen any 4-mana non-creatures that Thalia could mess them up with. Like, I guess they could have like a Languish, which would be pretty bad. Let's see, if we play Blade Splicer, the next turn we can hit them for 8. If we play Thalia, next turn we can hit them for 6. Actually, I do want to play the Thalia. I think slowing them down is pretty good. We can hit them for 6 this turn, and then lethal with a Smuggler's Copter the following turn. And this is good against the worst case scenario of them having a board sweeper. And I don't think the 2 damage from Blade Splicer will be particularly relevant. Sylvan Library, sure. That is not very threatening. So we didn't really care what we drew there, honestly. We will hit them for 6. And then I think we are just going to play Copter. We could play any of these cards, but Copter plays around sweepers the best and also hits hard. And we are going to play land. There's a chance we want to pitch a land at the Copter, but there's also a chance like we'll just want to play Myria Angel and get the landfall trigger. So they could play a Languish here. But even if they do that, we can hit them for 3 in the air. Like, we have them on a 2-turn clock in the air through a board sweeper. And we have them on a 1-turn clock if they don't have a board sweeper. So we're definitely favored in this game, but I do think this match in general could be tough, this matchup. So I don't love our position for game 3. Especially on the draw. Vampire Nighthawk. Okay. Does that do it? So, yeah, I mean, that does do it. They'll probably block the Copter and take 6. That's sort of awkward, actually. No, I actually think we need to not send Thalia and Fairgrounds Warden. So, do we want to just play all of our stuff, is the question. Oh, they missed that land drop, too. We could also just send with the Dante Vanguard, but I think that's a bit too conservative. We're going to start by just crewing with this and hitting. I kind of like the idea of playing a Kythian because we can give it indestructible, but it's also possible we need to extend a bit more to make sure we have lethal. We could also just draw Time Walk. Okay, we'll pitch Student of Warfare. That's worse than Kythian here, I think. So they could go to 1, but probably they'll trade off the Copter with the Nighthawk and then go to 6. So, how much are we going to play around them having a board sweeper? I think I actually am just going to play Kythian and hold up Ren. I mean, but then if they just play any creature, then we don't have lethal. Whereas if we play Blade Splicer plus Kythian, then we have lethal through them having a blocker. Yeah, we're going to do that. This does get sort of blown out by a board sweeper, but there's a decent chance they don't have it, and they're just more likely to have a creature. Well, let's see. Right now, if they play a creature, they block one of these, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we'll hold the Kythian. Actually, we'll do this. This plays around them having a blocker, and it's better against a sweeper for sure. Okay, nice. We did manage to get there. All right, hopefully we can do the same in game 3. So that is something that Leon and Relic Warder can hit, but it's not great still. But I think we will cut a Plains for a Relic Warder. Yeah, I think this seems fine. Alright, I just want to fracture identity there, Grizzlebrand. Is that too much to ask? Kythian into Copter, into Splicer, into Glen. I don't know. I just want to curve out and have interaction and win. That's what I want. Hopefully that can happen. I do think opposition could be very strong against them. Seems like they're going to have a small number of very powerful threats, and opposition definitely lines up well against that. Yeah, maybe our best draw is just Kythian into Leon and Relic Warder their thing, into Spectral Procession, into opposition. That sounds good. Opponent's thinking hard about player draw here. We'll see what they decide on. They chose to play first. Wow, this hand is so awkward. Dang. We just gotta ship this. Like, we have 6 blue sources, and if we just don't draw any for a couple turns, this just does nothing. Alright, this hand is quite a bit better. Definitely happy with this. We'll keep and put back, I think, Emiria Angel, although so far Grandmaster is not particularly impressive, but I still think it's a bit better. And then this Daze could potentially put in a lot of work. It's sad that we don't have a 1-drop, but we have some good 2-drops. So they have a Goose. Alright, we drew a 1-drop. We are going to play Daze. Like, I really don't want to have to Daze something this turn, but like, it's possible we'll need to do that. I mean, they could just go Entomb, Exhume, or something. I don't think they're that kind of deck, but it's possible. And I also don't think they'll go like Oko, but if they play Liliana of the Veil, that would be close. And it's not unlikely that they have that. Because that would just plus hit our already weakened hand from the mulligan, discard the fatty for them, and then, okay, nice. They don't have that. That's good, so I think we would have dazed Liliana as a way to resolve that thought, but, ooh. Well, hopefully we can draw lands for that. We'll get the Vanguard in play. I think this is just better than Soulfire Grandmaster here. And then I think we're just going to hit for 3 and then Skull Clamp our thing if we don't draw land. Because getting to Fractured Identity is a really good way to trump whatever nastiness they're doing over there. Again, we have Daze at the ready if we need it, but we don't want to use it. Ophiomancer? Okay, that's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. we're just playing a bigger game here. We can't really win on the ground if this is their draw, but that's okay. Do we just Fairgrounds Warden the Draga Tree Speaker is the question. I think the answer is yes. I think we do want to do that. It just slows them down a decent amount, and like what we don't want is for them to play some huge thing and we don't have time to Fractured Identity because we're behind on mana. This also makes our days way better. So hopefully we can draw 3 lands, including 2 blue, and then Time Walk. That's our plan. Go for the Soulfire plan. So they can play a 5-drop Heartless Act. Okay. That's bad, but it's not the end of the world. So next turn they'll have a lot of mana. We'll see if they attack with a snake. Oh, Ophiomancer. Interesting. Alright, well, we take that. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Just gonna draw 2 cards here. Would love to draw an island for mana drain. Okay, so what to do here? I kind of think we're just going to play Soulfire Grandmaster and Seachrome Coast. We could hold up Mana Drain and or Daze, but we have the Fractured Identity, and I think like we want to be progressing our board. Like we can't really just be playing Drago when they have a way bigger board than us and a better late game deck than us. So I think it's essential that we sort of get something down, and we will trade with the Ophiomancer if they attack with it. And if they attack with just the snake, that's dumb because then we have a good attack. So this holds off their creatures pretty well, and then yeah, hopefully they just play something that we can Fracture Identity. That's most of our plan at this point. Our hand is not representative of our deck at all. Okay. Actually, that's a great Fracture Identity target when we have Skull Clamp. So we take 1 here. And then, yeah, so our plan now is Fractured Identity this. Get a bunch of squirrels, and sack all of the squirrels to draw a bunch of cards and find Time Walk. We now have all the blue we need for that, so I think that should be a pretty solid plan. This is another instance of Fractured Identity being millions of times better than Mind Control. Just the fact that we get all these squirrels. Oh, actually, this is a bit awkward if they just attack with all the squirrels, though. Because we do want to sack them to Skull Clamp. Inquisition? That's not good. So there goes our Mana Drain. Alright, now we're out of Fractured Identity and Mana Drain. So we don't really have good ways to interact with them anymore. And they can definitely play around Daze now that they know about it. So that's bad. Jite could potentially put in some work. If they just attack us with all of their squirrels, we'll definitely chump 1 with a Hermit, because that's going to die either way. And we'll... Oh, okay, so they take the Jite over the Mana Drain. That's interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Liliana. Okay. That's not the worst thing ever. It's nice that, that their Hermit is exiled instead of in their graveyard. But we do need to find Time Walk very fast now. They have a lot of stuff going on. More powerful stuff than we do. Don't attack? Nice. Good thing that they did not attack. So we can draw 1,000,000 cards now. That's our main plan here. And we have Mana Drain to protect our Soulfire. So, draw 2. That is a good draw 2. Ooh. We could just opposition tap a lot of stuff down. But I actually think it's more important to draw cards. Like, when they have such a big board and a Planeswalker, like, we can't really win by just stalling them from casting new spells. They can probably win without casting another spell. Liliana can ultimate to kill all our creatures next turn. I think we just need to draw a bunch of cards. Come on, lands and Time Walk. Okay, there's the Time Walk, so now we just need a land. I'm going to try one more because I do really want to hit a land. But then we do want to hold up the Mana Drain. Come on. We got to hit a land eventually. Nice. Alright, so we'll play Plains and play Figure of Destiny, and then pass back, and then we have Mana Drain protecting our infinite turn combo. So I think we should be able to take this one, despite their ridiculous board and Planeswalker and everything they have going on over there. So it actually will take us a long time to win, even though we have infinite turns. But eventually we'll find a flyer, and that can get there. If they have a removal spell, that's awkward because we can't hold up Mana Drain, and I don't want to risk. I mean, we could wait until we have Mana Drain plus comboing them off, but they could also just ultimate this, and then we don't really have a path to victory at that point. Like, they would have just... I mean, I guess we have a big hand, but I still think we just gotta go for it. And I don't think they have removal spells as their last card. It's probably like an Emrakul or Griselbrand or something. I'm going to level this up because we're already assuming they don't have a removal spell, so there's no value in holding it up here. Oh no. Please don't just kill our Soulfire now. That would be so sad. Alright, sweet. So, yeah, we're going for it. If they have something, they have something. Alright, do we get it? Let's go! Okay, sweet. That was awesome. And that also makes me feel better about not playing, or like, about playing another white weenie deck, because it's a lot more than a white weenie deck. Look at all the stuff we did this game. We didn't even attack all game, actually. We did not attack them, and we won. So we're not playing a white weenie deck. We're actually playing a blue-white control combo deck, so no one can say that I overdraft Dahlia. That was pretty sweet. Really happy that we were able to pull that one out. Fractured Identity was really the winner of that game, though, because it just let us draw 6 cards. If we hadn't drawn those 6 cards, that Liliana and just all the stuff they had going on would have definitely killed us. But Skull Clamp and Fractured Identity and Deranged Hermit. That's what our deck is. That combo. I love Skull Clamp. It's so fun. It just draws you so many cards. Hopefully we play against Mono Red deck. I think this deck would do very well against Mono Red. Jite, lots of cheap creatures, some token makers, a slightly higher curve to go over the top. We can Fracture Identity their Planeswalkers. Alright, on the roll against Squirmy Worm. This hand is a keep, but it's not a good keep. Although, I guess our curve is pretty low, so hopefully we draw lands. That's definitely what we want. I mean, ideally it's a dual land, but any land would be good. But even if we don't draw lands, we're very likely to draw spells that we can cast, because we don't have a ton of stuff that costs more than 2. So, yeah, I mean, also we are playing 17 lands, so 15 out of 33 are lands, which is nice. They're on the mulligan, so. And also, I guess if we draw like 2 3-drops on both of our first 2 draw steps, that's pretty bad. Like, not having a play on turn 3 would be bad, but we still have an Andante Vanguard down. Like, we have a play in the first couple turns. They have a play on the first turn. Is it going to be a Mana Dude or a Thoughtseize? Another black-green deck. Thoughtseize, okay. So, almost definitely taking a Andante Vanguard here. Yeah. Alright, hopefully we can draw a land or 2-drop. Or 1-drop. Okay. Can't really complain about that. I mean, yeah, we don't have a play for the first 2 turns. That's not great, but another way to look at it is they cast a 1-drop and we killed their 1-drop. Like, although, if they just go, yeah, Thoughtseize into good 2-drop, that could be annoying. But we do have a good turn lined up here. Sylvan Library. So, which of these should we get into play first? Probably Spectral Procession. This is better if we have Jite. We have like just a good way to get some counters into the air, and this becomes more powerful the later in the game we cast it. Like, ideally, we just keep on drawing lands and keep on playing other spells, and don't play this Hallowed Spirit Keeper until like turn 7 when we have a big graveyard. So, is this just Abzan mid-range? Knight of Autumn, sure. Gaining 4. Was not expecting that. Alright, Island. Nice. Question is, both of these are these are both awkward right now. I think it's better to play. Actually, it's really close. Yeah. So there's two ways we could go. We could play land Emiria Angel, and then next turn we cannot hold up Glen activation, and we won't get a bird this turn. Or we could play Glen, but then if we want to get a bird from the Emiria Angel, we have to tap the island to cast Emiria Angel. So this is actually pretty awkward. I think I'm just gonna play the Emiria. They're not playing blue probably, so it's unlikely they can have like a mind control effect. They could path to exile or Swords to Plowshares Glen if we just play it now, but I actually think I'm still gonna play it. If they do have that, that sucks, but it's not like it's doubtful that we'll get to a point where we can play around that. We need double blue, and we could potentially not have double blue for quite a while. And this just means that we can counter a 5-drop. Like they have one turn where they can resolve a scary non-creature spell, but and the next turn we'll just bite the bullet and not get our bird from Emiria Angel and just play the plains. And then we have Glen up to protect the Emiria Angel if we need to. They pay 4 life. Interesting. We'll just take it. I don't mind trading off Glen in general, but I think a 2/1 on the ground is just not really a real card at this point. Monastery Mentor. Okay, yeah, this is not going to be a problem. I think this is looking quite good for us. So we'll just keep on playing flyers. They have the ground pretty well locked up, but that is fine. So we hit them down to 9, and then I guess it is awkward that they're going to 1 next turn instead of dead, but that's still good. Like if they're going to be at 1 next turn and we have Glen up, seems pretty hard for them to win. And they missed a land drop. Like they can't sweep our board. My guess is that they're 2-0, in which case I'm a little surprised that just like a Abzan mid-range deck made it, unless they are playing blue. Yeah, my guess is, but yeah, I actually think they're playing blue. Might seem weird, but like, yeah, okay, I'm really happy I called that. This is just like, that isn't a real deck. Like, you can't really play Abzan mid-range, so you have to at least splash blue for some stuff. Well, you got your blue mana now. What's your scary blue card? So we just pass, sure. So we'll just go to combat, hit them. Restoration Angel. Okay, I mean that's actually quite good. They can eat the Emiria Angel. Oh wait, wow, that's really good. Yeah. So they net only take 1 this turn, and they kill our Emiria Angel, and then we have bad attacks going forward. So we might be losing now. That was a good thing. I still think like the only way to really play around that would be to just not attack, and I don't think that's a good plan when they have a Sylvan Library in play. But that went poorly for sure. I think we're gonna play Blade Splicer here. Hellish Spirit Keeper just doesn't do a ton against them. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do. But this is looking awkward now. Hopefully we find a way to deal with that resto. 3/4 flyer, man. Who knew that was so good? We could draw like a Jite, a Skull Clamp, I guess Fractured Identity wouldn't do it right now, but it would still be good. They've also gained 8 life on this night, and they're at 8, so that's good for them, I guess. Chupacabra. Alright, so I guess they killed Glen, most likely. Oh, the Golem, interesting. So they're attacking on the ground. I think we're happy to just make this trade. This makes the Hellish Beer Keeper better. If we draw Flicker Wisp, it's a bit awkward. But also just getting that gone is nice for any future shenanigans if they have any. Jite, sweet. That is an awesome draw. So we definitely want to play and equip this, that's for sure. The only question is, what do we want to put it on? think we're just going to put on a Spirit and attack with everything. And then if they block the Glen, we can kill it with the GT. And otherwise we'll just like have GT counters. Like they can kill the Spirit that this is on if they want to, but then we're getting in for some solid damage, and GT can just mess up their board pretty well. I think they should not block Glen. Like losing their Restoration Angel would be pretty brutal for them. And we'll still have the Glen around. Okay, they're fine throwing away their Angel for half of Glen. That seems foolish to me, but I'll take it. So we get our Glen back, and this happens, and then we will shoot down your Scary Flyer that was breaking our whole team. And we have lethal in the air. Oh no, we don't quite have lethal, but that's fine. I mean, we're at a very healthy life total. We have a counter spell up. We have GT to deal with their board. So, yeah, this seems just fine. It is a bummer that we could never make a bird with a Mirror Angel, though. That would definitely make things even more fun. This could be a pretty tough matchup. Like Knight, Ravenous Chupacabra, Resto, that's a good combination of cards against us. I kind of like bringing in Sphinx's Rev in this matchup, potentially. Like, I think it'll be pretty hard for us to go under them here. Oh, I hope they don't Shinobi us. Nice. Okay, so they just pass. Do they have an instant speed trick of some sort? We're just attacking. They don't have mana for Archangel Avacyn, luckily. They could bounce something. Heartless Act, targeting that. Okay, we will Glen this. We want to get the GT counters. So we hit them for 3 in the air. Get our counters. And then we're just going to play both of these. And then if they do have a board sweeper, first of all, I don't think they have a board sweeper, just given how many creatures they have. But if they did, Hallowed Spirit Keeper will make a good army for us. Oh, do they have another removal spell? Okay, so they kill. Ooh, big misplay there. I mean, well, maybe not. But I definitely think they should have killed the GT, not the token. They have a big board now, and we can't kill anything right at the moment. But we're about to play some good blockers, and I guess they're not dead next turn either. So now we have a question of if we want to play Thalia. We definitely want to play the Spirit Keeper. Do we want to play Thalia or put GT on the Spirit Keeper? And I think we want to put GT on the Spirit Keeper. That makes attacking really rough for them. And if they kill the Spirit Keeper, although actually, I guess if they path the Spirit Keeper, that would be bad for us. Yeah, actually, we are going to play Thalia. I think having 2 creatures is just a bit safer, and this plays around the worst case scenario of them having a Swords or a Path, which definitely could happen. So they have a lot of cheap removal. That's not great for us, but again, I do think that makes me want to play a bit bigger of a deck. Man, feels pretty bad to have Mana Drain and Sphinx's Rev and not play them both. Maybe if we bring in Sphinx's Rev, we do want Mana Drain. We'll see. First, we'll focus on winning game 1. I think we would be in pretty rough shape if they had not killed let us kill their Restoration Angel. Although I guess we could have just killed it the next turn by just getting 2 more counters on our GT, so maybe it was just going to die no matter what. Sylvan Library is a good card, and it is sort of fun, but it is pretty depressing in this position if you just know you're at 3 and your top 2 cards are bricks. But, I mean, even if they just pass, it's not like we can just kill them. We'd probably just equip up one of our tokens and send Spirit Keep. Oh, whoa, that is aggressive. Oh, though actually they know what the top card is, so it's probably a land. Alright, we'll put this here. And I am just going to send this. If they want to trade it off for the Bob, that's fine. And I'm not going to send the Thalia because I want to play around them having like a spell that would pump the Mentor to a 3/3. They just chump that. Go to 1. We'll equip this to our Thalia because it's good with the first strike. Oh, we probably should have done that. Actually, yeah, that was a misplay. We should have attacked with Thalia and put the GT there, but that's okay. We'll pass. I'm going to let them draw their card with Dark Confidant because I would rather kill their Mentor. So, oh, do they have a spell here? Okay. I mean, that's pretty good, but I still think it's just not enough, right? Like, now they have 1 mana, and we have 2 flyers. And they can't kill us here. And if they tried to kill us here, we have a blocker that would make 5 flyers, all of which are lethal. So yeah, they can't really win here at this point. Their only way would have been Terminus, but they don't have Terminus. As in, like, I think the Miracle Trigger would be on the stack already. Yep, alright. So, I might have made some blunders there, to be honest, but we got there. Hopefully we don't make any blunders in the next game, I guess. So, I don't think we want Daze, but Rev and Mana Drain are both options. Is there anything we definitely don't want? I actually think Fairgrounds Warden looks a bit dicey. They have a lot of ways to kill it, and a lot of the creatures have enter the battlefield effects. So, it's just super awkward if that lines up well for them. And then I think I am going to bring in these. And then make the last cut be... What's something that does not line up well against their removal spells? Leon Relic Warder will usually die, but I still think it has enough good targets to keep. Myria Angel is not amazing, but I think it's good enough. I actually think I'm going to cut Soulfire Grandmaster, even though it can be pretty sweet. It just lines up. They have a lot of removal, and like a lot of things have to go right for us to set that up. And if we get to the point where we have 6 mana, including 3 blue, and we're casting Time Walk, and they don't have a removal spell, we've probably already won. So, yeah, we'll do this. I think Skull Clamp will be very good in this matchup. It'll be hard for them to outgrind at. Unless they have, I guess they have multiple answers to it, but it's very powerful for sure. This is an amazing hand. A bit heavy on lands, but I like that we have double blue. And we have a mana sink in the Figure of Destiny. In terms of what to lead on, man, that's bad. I think we are going to lead on Figure of Destiny. This can swing through a 1/1 better. And either way, we're going to be spending 2 mana next turn to play Kythian and pump up Figure, or to just play it and pump up Figure. Okay, no play. That's good. Tidetaker is solid. So we'll play this. Attack. I still think... Actually, no. Having drawn the Tidetaker, I think we are going to play that, which means maybe we should have just played the Kythian on 1. But I do think just getting the Tidetaker down is nice. Makes removal line up much more poorly against us. They have Mentor here? They do. Okay, that's bad. Spectral Procession, that's a great draw. So we'll attack with both, and then I think we are just going to play this Procession. So we've now missed out on 2 points of damage from our decision not to play Kythian on turn 1. Oh, what? Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll make this trade. That's weird. But good. Like, definitely good. So now we play Kythian. Pass. I can have Restoration Angel here. That's good. Revoker, sure. Is that naming Kithian? Jite, interesting. Okay. So we're definitely going to attack with both. They'll probably not block. Rev is actually quite a good draw. We have things to be doing with our mana, and when the dust settles, that'll be a good way to break the mirror. Alright, sweet. So we get our hit in, and we'll cast this. I think this is better than playing Spirit Keeper. Again, just the longer we wait on that, the better. They could Thoughtseize us, but if they Thoughtseize us, they're probably taking the Rev. If they take Hallowed Spirit Keeper, I think that's fine with us. Solemn, sure. So we're definitely attacking with all the spirits and Kithian. The question is if we want to also send a Tithe Taker. I don't think we do. Yeah, I think we're just going to send these. Actually, no, we do want to do this because we don't want to spend 3 mana saving the Kithian. I bet if we attacked with everything, they would, or with the Kithian and not the Tithe Taker, they would just block the Solemn on the Kithian. And we want to be able to play our Myria Angel this turn, so we'll do this. Also, like, I mean, we need to deal with this eventually. Like, we'll have attackers on the ground. So, oh, interesting. Are they going to do that and not block with Solemn? That's a weird line. That's definitely a weird line. So we flip this. Cast our Myria Angel. Make a bird. Now we have a ton of power in the air. And I'm going to make this attack. Actually, what do we want to do with this? We could give our Myria Angel indestructible in case they have a board sweeper. Or we could make their Solemn attack Gideon. But we already... I think we actually... yeah, I'm going to make the Solemn attack to Gideon. I think just putting some extra loyalty here is pretty good. And I don't think they have a board sweeper because they probably would have just blocked with Solemn on Kithian if they did. And then it's sort of an interesting call if we want to eat the Solemn with a Myria Angel. That does just give them a card, which I don't love. So we probably would not. We would probably just let Gideon fall to 3. And we have lethal. Like, we have 8 points in the air, so they have to do something. They probably do have a removal spell. I guess if they have a sorcery speed removal spell, we'll wish that we'd given this indestructible, but against, like, almost, like, all the removal we've seen, they would just upkeep this, so it doesn't actually do anything. Like, we don't have a counter in hand or anything. Yorion. Okay. So, I mean, that is a flyer, so they're not dead anymore, unless we draw a removal spell. If we attack with everything, we lose our Myria Angel, but we do get in for 5. We could also just draw opposition and win, or path and win. Although not Fairgrounds Warden. Oh, okay, that definitely does it. Sweet, alright, got the trophy. Time Walk, putting in work. Who knew that card was good? So eat that, chump the Gideon, fall to 4. Then we play Hallowed Spirit Keeper, so we do have a thing to get in. We'll play this first in case they have days, but I doubt that they do. Play this, and then they can block the Gideon or whatever they want, and we still have lethal. Sweet. Okay, got the trophy. I definitely do significantly better in drafts that I record, which is pretty sweet. Like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I have actually been honest. There's been one video that I recorded where I went 2-1, but then, like, the audio got messed up, and so I haven't posted that. But all my other drafts I have posted, so it's not like, yeah, I don't know, maybe just the adrenaline of knowing that I have an audience or something. But we've done really well. Got another trophy. Really sweet deck. It had a lot of the strengths of the mono white deck and great card draw from the Skull Clamp, but then Time Walk was just incredible. Fractured Identity was also good. Opposition was also good. We never cast Mana Drain, but it did eat a Thoughtseize. Oh wait, no it didn't. But it could have protected our combo if they had interaction for it. So pretty sweet. I think this deck is very strong. I actually do think Time Walk is much better in aggressive decks than in any other decks. So this is a perfect shell for it. It might be better. I mean, it's also good in mono green and mono red, but it's much better in this than in more traditional Time Walk decks because you can just like a second attack step. Like not only do you get another untap step and another draw step, but a second untap step or attack step is a really nice thing to have. So I mean, you saw that in the last game where we were able to force through the last couple points of damage because we got the extra attack step, and that'll happen a lot when you have Time Walk in your aggro deck, especially if you have decent mana for it. We only had 2 dual lands, but the nice thing about being so heavily mono white is that we didn't have super stringent mana requirements, and so there was one hand we had to mulligan where we only had 1 island, but that might have been a mull even if we did have the plains, and yeah, this deck was sweet. No man lands or anything like that, but I think the upgrade of Time Walk is worth that sacrifice for sure. So thanks for joining, everyone. I had a lot of fun, and not too many of these left, unfortunately, just because Vintage Cube is coming to a close, but definitely looking forward to the ones that we do have, and thanks for watching.